Hey, everybody, this is a beautiful thing, right? We're talking to each other virtually right now, and I want to say that it's good to see you. Even though I can't see you, it's good to see you. It's good to hear you. Can we just clap our hands because we've made it through a very difficult time in life? Can we just clap our hands for life right now, health, and strength, and just being able to now be together all over again? We're back. And so I want to say thank you first to the leadership, those that have given me this opportunity to be able to speak with you about foreign missions. And every leader, every bishop, definitely want to say we honor you in your places today. So I have about 5 to 7 minutes to talk to you about foreign missions and the importance of it. So I want to go ahead and get out of your way. I have a couple of notes here, and if you don't know who I am. My name is Demetrius Dew. I'm from Wilson, North Carolina, and I've been able to go on a couple of trips in the last couple of years of my life in this little span of time. And so I want to talk about a trip that I was afforded to go on in college while I was at South Carolina State University, the Bulldogs. Now, they just won a championship in football the other year. I'm not going to talk about that, though, because you might have some football lovers out here. But being able to go to Paris and Amsterdam in 2018 was the first trip I had outside of America. And this was one of the very first memorable trips that I had because I didn't know what it was to be able to be on a flight for 8 to 9 hours, right? I knew to be on a flight for an hour, but to be on a flight for 8 to 9 hours was a little bit, interesting. But before we actually went on the flight, we had to participate in a cultural immersion course, right? And literally, the course was exactly what it sounded like. It was immersing us into different cultures, right? The culture of Amsterdam and the culture of France. And so when we were able to get to the actual locations, there were some things that we knew that we didn't know beforehand. So we knew about cultural norms and cultural differences, being able to have nonverbal communication to be able to get to one location because a person over there, and we actually saw this, their first language may not be English. Their first language may be Dutch, or it may be French, or it may be some Italian. Their first language may have been something else, and we saw that. So those nonverbal things literally helped us and was able to kind of allow us to go through and be successful. Now, Amsterdam and Netherlands, it was beautiful, and I felt like I saw another side of the world, and it expanded my mind beyond what I ever saw before in my life. The beauty of the Eiffel Tower, the beauty of being able to see shoes being made and cheese being made. My first point is to tell you this, that it is important for us to go beyond because our minds need to be expanded. Can you just say that with me? That my mind needs to be expanded, right? My mind needs to be expanded. And the reason why my mind needs to be expanded is to know that there are some people and there are some places that are beyond the way that I've seen things done, right? They think beyond that way. And so it helps me to be even sharper and be able to respect what someone else has to bring to the table, right? So that's the first point, that my mind needs to be expanded. My second point is this, and I have to move very quickly, Miss Carol. I promise I'm going to respect the time that you've given me. But my second point is to talk about when I went to Ghana, West Africa in 2019. First of all, I was not supposed to go on the trip at all, but it was with my job and something just spontaneously opened up. Now, I want to just encourage you to know this, that there are certain times when you have a passion to do something, God will provide the resources, right? As long as you have your passion, as long as you don't let that fire dwindle or that fire go out for whatever it is that you want to do, God will provide the resources. He will have provision for the vision. So being able to go to Ghana, West Africa for 2 weeks. Now, this trip, I'll tell you something funny. During the trip, because I wasn't able to go, I had to stay in a location for one night where everyone else was. And I was like, wait, you guys got to put me where everyone else is. I have to be with the team. But Ghana was so beautiful. There were very friendly people. There were people that I met that I felt like I knew before. And their initial introduction to us was Aquaba, which means welcome. And not only were they just saying welcome, but they were saying welcome home. And so my second point is this, that there are sometimes that that in your travels or in your endeavors to be able to see different places, there are certain locations that you must invest in, right? Invest in, because not only is it beautiful, not only is it new, but there may be some knowledge and information that you need because there's some type of connection that you have to that location. And all of us have some type of connection with Ghana, being that slaves were brought from that location, right? And they were at at that point, when they were brought from that location, a lot of them went to different locations as far as Charleston, and we began to talk about the different ports. So the second point is we must be informed, because there are some things that these locations that are outside of the country, they connected to us. They actually make us who we are today, and we may not even realize it, right? When it comes to the way people sing, the way people dance, the way people enjoy life, a lot of that stuff may come from what they call the motherland, right? And so the last place we went to in 2019 was Liberia, West Africa. Now, during this trip, this was for a week, I think right under 14 days. It was like a week and a half. And when we got there, this was another friendly place, but this was one of those what they call third world countries type situation. And so you don't see a lot of roads, you don't see a lot of pavement. You have a lot of literally like dirt roads where you're riding in your bus or your van, whatever you're riding on. There's a lot of potholes, and so it's a whole different experience, but it's a way of life for people. And I was able to leave from that trip knowing this, that not only am I to be informed or to be exposed, but there are some places that needs my impact. And so a lot of the trips that we went on, because we were with institutions and there were college driven trips, we would take different foods and different items, different school supplies, right, that people needed. And so there are some locations that you may go to that don't only need your encouragement verbally, but they need it from an aspect of resources. And so whatever resource you can be to that location, just know that there are some places outside of America that need your resources. Now you may be asking the question and say, Demetrius, I don't have it right now to go outside the country. I don't have it right now to be able to go to another location. What can I do in the meantime? In the meantime, I would say the very thing that you can do is serve your community. Serve your community how? By having the heart of missions, by having the heart to be able to give, by having the heart to be able to do what? Be a resource. And know this, that whatever you have is already a resource to somebody that doesn't have as much as you have. So that's it today. I'm closing right now, but just know that we all need to expand, because there's somebody else that thinks differently than we think. And we become better when we think together. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Have a great time in the Missionary Convention. We'll talk to you soon.